Welcome to the Doc G Show, a radio show cluster. Without further ado, critics have said he has the face for radio and a voice for silent films. Your host, Ben Doc G Gordon.
And we are on the air. Welcome to the Doc G Show. I'm your host, Doc G. With me, as always, the one, the only, Mikey Maximus Fernicus.
Say what?
Charette.
Dr. Gordon, how are you, sir?
I'm good, man. I am good. How are you?
I feel good. I feel really good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I feel good. 8.5.
How's the fatigue?
Fatigue. You know what? I'm used to it now. I think
Already?
sleep deprivation is, yeah, man. You know, I get 4 hours of sleep and I'm set. That's
a
it.
Navy
That's all I need.
SEAL. My Lord.
Yeah.
Listeners, if you're just tuning in and you're like, why is he fatigued? First of all, where the have you been for the last 8 years? You should have been listening.
Come on.
Second of all, Mike is a father. That's why he's fatigued. He's been a parent for 2 weeks.
Yes.
So, Mike, pace yourself. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You're in it for the long haul, my friend.
Yeah, man.
You're in it for the long haul. And speaking of long haul, it's that time of year, Mike. Fitness time of year.
Fitness time.
You know, people are hitting the gym.
Oh, yeah.
New Year's resolutions.
Oh, yeah.
People have decided 2025, this is my year. Yeah! I want to do it. You know, whether it's a pull-up, it's a marathon, maybe they want to lose some weight, whatever it is, they've got goals.
That's right.
You know? I'm probably pretty sure, Mike, since we're 8 days into the new year, we probably already had some people that started and stopped their New Year's resolution, you know?
Yeah.
But it's that time of year. All the gyms are packed. You go to Planet Fitness, Crunch, LA Fitness, Anytime Fitness, Retro Fitness, they all got it. They're all just, they're teaming with people, you know? Teaming with newbies. And that's, Mike, as you know, I worked there for a lot. Worked at gyms for a long time.
Yeah.
It's hard not to get distracted when you're there. You know, there's a lot of people watching going on when you're at the gym. Oh, yeah,
lots of wild exercises, I imagine.
Well, but wild people, you know?
Wild people, yeah.
You know, a lot of times you go to the gym, you start seeing that girl or that guy looks really appealing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, what? Oh, my God. Maybe she comes by, she gives you a little, like, you know, little gives you the eyes, you know, for a second.
Eye contact,
and you're like, did that just happen? Did we fall in love? You know, you get a little excited. You might even start thinking, you know, the head starts wandering. You're like, this could be the one. Not only am I going to get in shape, maybe we're soulmates, you know? And they start calling it their gym crush. You know?
Gym crush.
Gym crush, Mike. Gym crush. Let me tell the folks. Let me tell the folks out there, as a guy that worked at gyms every day, literally, for 10 years. Let me say something about those gym crushes. Odds are you don't want to be involved with that crush.
Nope.
No.
Yeah. Mike.
Why is this, Doc G?
Well, you know I'm a lover of fitness, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
I think everybody should work out. It can make you better, everything better. You literally just get more, you get health benefits from everything that you do.
That's a fact.
But working at gyms for 10 years, I also know a key fact about gyms, Mike. Generally, people that are constantly in gyms they are there to better themselves. But they're trying to better themselves in order to avoid other problems in their life.
Ah, yes.
And the longer a person is in the gym, the more problems they have.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
If you see a person in the gym for 3.5 hours a day, they are up. Very, very up. If you're like right now, if you're a new lady to the gym and you go to the gym during, let's say, your lunch break, you're getting fit on your lunch break and you see the same good-looking dude there every time you go. Doesn't matter. One day you went at 12 p.m., he was there. One day you went at 2, he was there. Let me go ahead and inform you. He's insane.
Yeah.
No need to talk to that guy. There is no sane person spending 3 hours a day cranking iron in the middle of the day. And you may be saying, some of the listeners may be saying, what if they're a bodybuilder? They need to be in the gym 3 hours a day. True. They're insane.
Yeah, they're insane.
So just go ahead and put that in your mind. Mike, in that decade I worked in the gyms, I can tell you I never met a completely normal person that was working out multiple hours in the middle of the day. Never happened. And to the people that I met during the middle of the day that are listening to the show, which is probably zero, I'm sorry if you're offended, but you're not normal.
They wouldn't assume it was them.
Yeah, probably. It's not talking about me. It's
definitely not talking about me.
Those other crazy people that were there. The more you get to know the folks, though, you're like, oh, your exercising is your therapy.
Yeah.
It's not helping in the slightest, but that's what you're doing. It's your crutch. Like, and the crazy part is, Mike, when you start talking to these people, weird just slips out in their conversations. And you're just like, what? What did you just say? Like, you'll be like, hey, I noticed you're yawning a lot today. Are you tired? And they're like, oh, yeah. Yeah, it's my uncle. And you're like, your uncle? Yeah, he's been keeping me up the last couple of nights. And you're like, what's going on with your uncle? And they're like, oh, he lives in my basement. He started a cockfighting business last month. Nothing weird. It's just really loud from time to time.
Wait, what? What?
Yeah, and then you have to sit there and play it cool after they mention something like that. You're like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Classic uncle in the basement. Cockfighting, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
right.
yeah.
Good luck on your tricep extensions. All right. Like, it happens, Mike. I have heard it time and time again. And the longer you know them, the more insane it becomes. And you're just like, what is wrong with this person? So, all I'm saying, Mike, is for the listeners out there hitting their fitness goals, focus on the fitness goals instead of jumping on the gym crush. You know?
Yeah.
Now, if you can't resist a gym crush and you've got to make a move, I've got a suggestion. Ask them if they listen to the Doc G show. If they say yes, that person is obviously up.
Oh, yeah.
Very insane. But here's the good news. So are you.
Yes.
Because you're listening right now. So.
Perfect for each other.
Amen, Mike. Amen. Mike, are you ready to fire up this matchmaking, fitness goal setting show?
Let's fire up the show, Doc G.
5. All 3 engines up and burning. 2, 1, 0, and lift off.
We have a fantastic show. My goodness, I'm excited.
So true.
We have a comedy legend on the show. I'm not talking about Mike. I'm talking about the one, the only Mr. Ali Siddiq.
Ali Siddiq.
Been doing comedy for 27 years.
Man.
27.
Word.
That is Spanish. His most recent special, Mike, 4-part series. 30 million views on YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's a mad respect to him. Everything he does is basically independent. I'm sure he got offers. I've heard him talk about it. He got offers to put it on Netflix, on these other things,
Mm-hmm.
and they were all like, yeah, well, we own it when you put it out. And he's like, nah, I own it. And so
smart guy.
Put it out on YouTube. Nobody's controlling him. He's controlling it, And I'm very excited. Can't wait to talk to him. I'm going to see him this weekend. Very excited. But first, Mike, before we get to Ali, we need to start where we start.
Birthday suits.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Mike, it was a tragic 0.5 out of 3 last week.
Happens.
We will chalk that up to fatigue. I think you can do much better than that this week. I think you can at least get at least 1.
Okay.
Maybe 2, and maybe even 3. I think there's a possibility. I'm not putting it out that you could get all 3.
All right.
But
let's try.
It's a definite 1. So here we go on the
Okay.
definite 1. Here's the short caption. He is known as the king of rock and roll. The
King of rock and roll.
king of rock and roll.
Elvis Presley.
There it is. Yes. I was about to say, Mike, come on. There's only one king of rock and roll. That's it. That's it.
All right.
Songs like Don't Be Cruel, Hound Dog, Love Me Tender, All Shook Up, Jailhouse Rock, Big Hunk of Love, Can't Help But Falling in Love, all those jams. Elvis Presley. Born on January 8th, 1935 in Tupelo, Mississippi. He grew up loving music, moved to Memphis. His first recordings were in Sun Records with Sam Phillips. His first national appearance on CBS's stage show was in 1956. That same year, he was booked on the Ed Sullivan Show. His first appearance, this is a crazy sort of monopoly national TV had back then. His first appearance was viewed by over 80% of the TV watching public at the time.
Wow.
80% of people that had TVs saw that performance.
Jeez.
That is a fixation right there, Mike. That is you have got the nation's attention.
Yeah.
Our birthday suit wearer has gone on to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest artist of all time. He sold somewhere, they don't have an exact figure, somewhere between 500 and 1 billion albums worldwide. He won a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award by the time he was 36.
Between 500 and 1 billion.
Yeah.
So definitely 500.
Definitely
Possibly
500 million, possibly
Okay.
double that. Yes. Somewhere in between that. Which, I mean, it's just insane in the fact that it's like, who knows? It's a lot. It's somewhere in there.
Well, no, I was going with like just 500. He's definitely sold 500 albums.
It's at least 500.
Maybe 1 billion.
We're not that. I mean, you look at it, 500 million to 1 billion. That's an insane range too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But
for sure.
Anywho, he has the most certified gold albums of all time. He has the most certified platinum albums of all time. He has the most #1 albums by a solo artist on the UK album charts. He is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Sadly, he passed away at the age of 42 in 1977. Yes.
Too young.
Yeah. He was pushing himself real hard, though.
Yeah.
You see some of those pictures of old Elvis back, a couple of years before he died. Whew.
Did he push himself, or did his manager push him too far?
I would say he pushed himself too hard. In the end. Like in the
Okay.
beginning, it was his manager that was like trying to get him out there. But then, after he after he got older, it was him that he decided that he was going to do his TCB and taking care of business. As he had a chain. It was the TCB chain there, and it was a combination. Lots of drugs, lots of really bad food, and not a good combo.
No.
Not a good combo. And if you ever want an idea of how bad his food was, go and find on YouTube the clip of his chef making his favorite sandwich on David Letterman's show. She went on David Letterman's show and she makes his favorite fried banana peanut butter sandwich. And the amount of butter she uses for that sandwich would kill a person. Just
well, it did.
She put like a whole stick of butter just to start off the sandwich, and she's just like, yeah, just put that in there. And he's like, all that butter? She's like, yeah, he liked a lot of butter. He liked a lot of butter. Like it just.
Oh man, poor guy. Do you think the squatty potty would have helped him on that final day?
That didn't actually happen. But he died on the toilet, but it wasn't anything done to constipation. No.
Okay.
No. But it's a good story nonetheless.
R.I.P.
Yes, R.I.P.
Elvis.
What would he have been if he was still alive? Let's see. He would have been turning 90. He would have been 90, man. If he would have made it. That's crazy. It's crazy. Anyways, R.I.P. to Elvis. Happy birthday to Elvis. Mike, are you ready? Rip some headlines?
Let's rip some headlines, Doc G.
It's now time for Rip from the Headlines.
Mike, I've got a headline from Huffington Post here. Quote, fans mourn the death of real-life donkey that inspired Eddie Murphy's Shrek character.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's pretty sad, Mike.
Yeah, it is.
But everybody does realize this donkey didn't actually sound like Eddie Murphy, right?
Nope.
Unfortunately not.
Yeah. No. This wasn't a talking donkey. This was just a regular ass donkey.
Just classic not talking donkey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of redundant. Sorry. He's just a regular ass. Don't get me wrong, listeners. I wish Perry the donkey was still with us.
Yes!
But he didn't have anything to do with the film. They just needed a donkey to animate, and Perry was that donkey. I don't think we mourned the death of the deer that they used for the John Deere logo. So yeah, exactly. Should have.
Forgotten, fallen hero.
Exactly. How old do you think Perry was, Mike?
Well, he's probably really well taken care of, but I have no idea of captivity, donkeys and captivity lifespans.
Mm-hmm. Take a stab.
So, all right. I say 16 years, human years.
30.
30.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's great. Good times.
Yeah, I definitely did not think donkeys live that long.
No, I did not.
And apparently, the longest ever living donkey is like double that.
Wow.
Bubbles the donkey lived till they were 60. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Mike, if your daughter one day decides she wants a donkey, will you get one?
No way, man. Living to 60 years old, I can't take care of this.
You got to tell her.
I got an apartment.
This is your responsibility. When I'm dead and gone, this is your donkey. Remember, this donkey is yours.
Now, a llama, on the other hand, all right. Now we can negotiate.
Protect the herd. Protect the herd. I don't know how long llamas live either. I got to Google that real quick. Hold on.
Hundreds of years.
Llama lifespan. Oh, sad. They're less than donkeys. 20 years. 20 years. That's not long. I guess it's just because they're hard lives,
Yeah.
They're just out there fighting nonstop. Is just.
What about Disney raised and protected animated inspired
hundreds of years.
There we go.
It's wow. All right. That was surprising to him. Man, curveballs with these ages. Mike,
yeah.
I've got a headline from Daily Mail. Quote, where did it all go wrong for Crisscross? Finally. Right, Mike? Can we get some answers? I've been waiting like 31 years to know what happened to Crisscross. My questions...
What is Crisscross?
My questions were, where did Crisscross go wrong? What happened to Crystal Pepsi? And why aren't slap bracelets still a thing? So those are the top 3 priorities. Crisscross is the rap band, Mike. Crisscross will make you want to jump.
I thought you were talking about the little spinny game that you put the...
No. Talking about Crisscross, the rap group.
Okay.
And, Mike, this might not surprise you, but to essentially sum up the article, it was because they released a second album that wasn't really popular. Yeah. That's about it. Wasn't really anything crazy. But, benefit, Mike. Topic idea for top 3s. Top 3 one-hit wonders, Mike.
Let's do it.
And you can do all different decades. We can do top 3 70s one-hit wonders. I think we got to split it up because there's just too many top one-hit wonders. So
that's
70s,
true. That's
80s,
true.
90s, O's, 10s. Yeah. Woohoo! It's a good one. Okay, Mike. Next on the list, we got an article from our friends over at Tasting Table.
Tasting Table.
I say friends. They may hate us. I don't know. But here's the headline from Tasting Table. Quote, 22 Utz chip flavors ranked worst to best. I had no idea there were 22 Utz chip flavors, Mike.
Me neither.
Seems like a lot of Utz chips.
I didn't know there was one Utz chips flavor.
Oh, come on.
Because I've never heard of Utz.
You haven't? Oh, you need to get on that.
Maybe it's the logo. If I saw the logo, I'd be like, oh, that's Utz. I just can't read it.
You need to get on the Utz, Mike. Mike, the dead last, 22 was Grandma Utz's kettle-style potato chips. Dead last, Mike. Can you imagine the diehard fan of Grandma Utz kettle-style chips reading this article? What? Last? That is my favorite chip. What is wrong with Tasting Table? Good Lord.
Blocking these people.
Number 1 on the list, Mike. Ripple's fried dill pickle chips.
That sounds delicious.
Sounds a little weird. Sounds a little out there, Mike. But I gotta say, it's obvious the lady that wrote this article, Mike, Melissa, she is not a fan of barbecue chips.
No.
Because there were 4 styles of barbecue on this list of 22 chips. All of them were below 18, except for 1.
Yeah. That's not possible.
Come on, you hate barbecue, lady.
Yeah.
Just admit it. Just admit you hate barbecue. It's all right. I'm just saying. If you're gonna rank all 22 chips, Mike, it's got to be fair. Come on.
Yeah, at least a top 5. One of them has to be barbecue.
Exactly.
Yeah, come on.
That's a fact.
Mike, I've got a headline from Billboard. Here we go. Benny Blanco gushes over Selena Gomez after Golden Globes. Says he got to take home the best award.
Word.
Aww.
Come on, Benny. Save it, man. It's like I told Mike, it's a marathon, not a sprint. I want to hear that same attitude 10 years down the road. Highs and lows, I want to hear it again, Mike.
Yep.
Not right now. You just got engaged like a week ago. Psh,
Yeah.
psh. That's not impressive. Mike, $20 says they stopped at Taco Bell on the way home.
Oh, yeah, for sure. She's a fan.
She's an addict, not a fan. She's an addict. Speaking of Taco Bell, Mike, got a headline from masslive.com. That's Massachusetts. Masslive.com. Or live. I guess it could be Mass Live.
Mass Live?
I don't know. Mass Live. I know
Live
I know
sounds,
the
yeah.
Mass stands for Massachusetts. I'm guessing
Okay,
it'd be Massachusetts Live, like a news organization. You know what? I'm going to get to the bottom of it, Mike. I'm going to find out what that actual...
Thank you.
Yeah. But speaking of Taco Bell, here's the headline I've got from masslive.com. I ate Taco Bell chicken nuggets so you don't have to. tortilla chips are involved. Okay, let me set this record straight for whoever wrote this article. Nobody is eating Taco Bell, so I don't have to. If somebody is not eating Taco Bell, so I can. That's how that works. Okay? Not eat. I want to eat Taco Bell, stranger.
Yeah.
Okay? Second, this title, Mike, makes it sound like these chicken nuggets are bad, right? That's what I would get from it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I ate Taco Bell chicken nuggets so you don't have to. Like he's taking a bullet for us. Here's the first sentence of the article. The new chicken nuggets from Taco Bell are surprisingly good.
Huh?
What?
What the heck is your problem, man? All right?
Yeah.
Don't be trying to advertise like you think it's some kind of skanky off product and then secretly like them, okay? It's not the way it works. Of course they taste good. They're from Taco Bell. Mike, have you had them yet?
Yeah. No, I don't even.
Yeah?
Let's see what these things look like.
They look like chicken nuggets.
Yeah. Are they?
Yeah. Yeah, and
I'm down. I mean, I'm down. It's Taco Bell.
Obviously. They look like they got some good sauces, too. They got like a ranch sauce that they mix with like their...
oh, yeah, those are great. Great texture. Yeah. I'm into it.
Yeah.
Just chicken nuggets. Taco Bell.
Straight chicken nuggets, man.
Interesting move.
You know what?
Yeah, it looks like some kind of cheese sauce.
Yeah. Come on, you get a couple of those. You get a couple of Locos Tacos.
All right. Yeah.
Mike, I got a headline here from Fortune. Quote, Steve Jobs adopted a no bozos policy and said the best managers are those who never wanted the job. Here are his 3 best management tips. I will say no bozos it's a great policy, Mike.
Of course, yes.
But I've got bad news. Bozos are all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of times they're undercover. They may seem like they're not bozos, but they are. So, I have that same policy, yet I hang out with bozos all the time. So, just good idea in theory, Mike. Good idea.
Yeah.
Mike, this I didn't really investigate, but you may want to investigate yourself because I know this is right down your alley. This is from Wall Street Journal. Here's the headline. You can now build your very own Frank Lloyd Wright house. Like I said.
Some kind of program?
I don't know. I did not investigate, Mike. But I saw the headline, and it was right before we came on the air, and I was like, Mike likes Frank Lloyd Wright.
All right.
So
I'm down.
You need to check it out. You need to check it out.
That's the goal. Frank Lloyd Wright house. I want to live in one.
Pretty sweet.
Maybe. I mean,
they attach you to nature, Mike.
Yeah, that's the goal.
That's a good thing, man. That's a good thing. Anyways, Mike, we need to take a break, but we are going to be right back here on the Doc G Show.
Let's do it.
And we are back here on the Doc G Show. Spinnaker Radio, WSKRLP 95.5 FM in Jacksonville, Florida. Mike, what do listeners need to do?
Well, Doc G, if the listeners feel so inclined and they would like to support the show,
yes,
they should please subscribe to the show on all the platforms.
Amen.
Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify, we're on YouTube, we're on SoundCloud. Wherever they get their podcast, they should please subscribe. It's a cost-effective way to support the show. And listeners, if you are feeling extra generous, please leave us a 5-star review. We would appreciate that.
Amen, Mike. We are not number one yet, still, on Spotify.
Not yet.
Not yet. When we put in the Doc G show, it has increased dramatically, though.
That's good.
I would like to say, I tried it on another person's phone just the other day, and now we're probably like 25th show when somebody puts in the Doc G show, which I will still point out makes no sense. But we are increasing the list, Mike. So, Spotify has not banned us yet. Thank you, Spotify. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
And we will be at number one. Don't you kid yourselves. The listeners are already well aware. And
listeners, if you feel extra generous, take your friend's phone, search for the Doc G Show, and then subscribe on their phone without them knowing.
Steal it.
But really just search for it, and that's what we need.
Steal it. Follow. 5-star.
Yeah.
Here's a little secret, listeners. You can't rate something unless it's been a minute of listening to it. So you got to wait a minute. Play the show for a minute. Listen to us talk for a minute, and then press 5 stars. And if you don't do that, you're dead to us.
Dead to us.
We have no use for you whatsoever.
Nope.
We're not friends anymore, and we don't want to talk to you anymore. Mike, we need to thank the people that we are friends with.
Yes, we do.
Thank the people that have been with us since day one. The 5-star listeners.
That's right.
Here we go. Let me rearrange this so I can properly do this thing justice. Here we go.
Shoutouts.
Shout out to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Chicago, Illinois, Boynton, Virginia, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Columbus, Ohio, Falkenstein, Germany, Jacksonville, Florida, Columbia, South Carolina, Radford, Virginia, Gainesville, Florida, Frankfurt, Germany, Anoka, Minnesota, Ashburn, Virginia, Piracai, Brazil, San Diego, California, Dublin, Ireland, Borden, Oregon, Genoa, Italy, Rich, Texas, Barcelona, Spain, Winfield, West Virginia, Biloxi, Mississippi, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Peoria, Illinois, Katy, Texas, Toms River, New Jersey, Olive Branch, Mississippi, Asheville, North Carolina, Los Angeles, California, Spartanburg, South Carolina, Athens, Georgia.
Thank you.
Whew. Okay, there we go,
Nice.
Mike. Yeah, I was feeling it. I got a little sweaty while I did that. I had to work for that one. I appreciate everybody on that list. Let me see if anybody really got going this week. Barcelona had some more listens than normal, so shout out to Barcelona for the extra listens. Falkenstein just being their regular awesome selves. Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Their listens were up this week, so shout out to Fort Lauderdale. You know we love you guys.
Yeah, we do.
Mike, 4-star listens. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. First off, shout out to Miami, Florida, 305. They were getting the listens, Mike. Shout out to Miami. Next on the list, Hotlanta, Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out to Atlanta, Georgia. Next on the list, Pompano Beach, Florida. Shout out to Pompano. Amherst, Massachusetts. There we go. New York City, New York. Getting the listens, Mike. Getting the listens. Orlando, Florida. You know that place.
Oh, yeah.
They're getting the listens. Fort White, Florida. Oh, Fort White. Sort of central. I had to look them up. Fort White, Florida. Weston, Florida. Right beside Fort Lauderdale. Shout out to you guys. Mountain View, California. Shout out to you guys. Dhaka, Bangladesh. Dhaka. Is that on your list of places to go, Mike?
Bangladesh, no. Sorry, guys.
Oh, come on.
Sorry, Bangladesh. Mike is not interested. Now, let me get. I
do have a joke though, where I say I have 5 sold-out shows in Bangladesh.
Well,
But
guess how much? Guess what the temperature? Well, you don't anymore, Mike, because you
definitely not.
you just insulted them, so they canceled all their shows for you. So way to go on that. Dhaka, what do you think the weather is right now in Dhaka?
Oh my gosh, no idea. Like 54. I'm going to say 54. Total guess. No idea where they are in the world or, again, relation to the equator.
It is a total guess for you there, Mike. 74. They blew you out of the water.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Nice temp.
Yeah, it's doing good. In case you were unaware, Mike, as far as where is Bangladesh, it's beside England. It's beside India.
Of course, yeah.
You know, so you got Myanmar on one side, you got India on the other, and then Bangladesh there in the middle.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It's pretty close to the. Well, not pretty close. It's sort of. I don't know. I don't know what latitude that would be, but you know, I think there's some altitude. I think listeners want to know about the altitude of Bangladesh. Let me hold on, listeners. Let me find it.
We got you, listeners.
Okay, there's zero. It's 105 feet, Mike. It's 105 feet.
That's so funny.
But you know what? It is the capital of Bangladesh, Dhaka. There you go. Capital of Bangladesh. Guess, Mike, give me a guess. Population. What do you think?
I don't know. 20
Think
million.
high. What did you say?
20 million.
Metropolitan area, the full metropolitan area, 23.9 million.
Wow. Look at that.
Yeah. It is a mega city, Mike. Mega city, Dhaka. So that's, I just realized, that's our untapped market right there.
There we go.
I mean, the people that were listening this past week, just think. They tell a friend, they tell another friend. We've got 20 million listeners in Dhaka. Woohoo! That's what we need, Mike. Shout out to Dhaka.
Shout out to Dhaka. Thank you.
Woo! My gosh, it is looking nice. Dhaka, remember, you guys have the number one listens in overall. Me and Mike are headed to Dhaka.
Let's go.
Even though Mike said he's canceling all of his shows and he doesn't like you. I still like you guys. I still like Dhaka. Yes! It looks nice, Mike. There's some places that look very nice. Mainly because I'm seeing palm trees. So
that's a good selling point.
Yeah. Palm trees, that's all it takes. And there seem to be very nice parks. Very nice parks. Okay. So
I'm just so scared of the Middle East. I don't know why. It's not the Middle East. I know why.
It's not the Middle East.
It's not. It's like Asia.
It's. I would consider it Southeast Asia.
Southeast Asia. You know, it's just.
You don't mean anything, Mike. You mean you love Dhaka and you want to go party there. Okay, listeners of Dhaka, we love you. Okay,
we do.
And as long as you keep listening, we're going to keep loving you.
That's a fact.
Once you stop listening, you're dead to us. Mike, it is the scientific hub for Eastern South Asia.
Okay.
There you go.
Like science.
You love science. So there you go.
Yes.
Dhaka is also the largest Bengali-speaking city in the world. Listeners from Dhaka, if you keep listening, I'll learn some Bengali. And I'm not going to learn a lot, but I'll learn some Bengali, okay? It'll be on here. I will.
Hello, thank you.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. Okay, that's enough about Dhaka for right now. Let's see. Who else we got? Phoenix, Arizona. Shout out to Phoenix, Arizona. Shout out to Montgomery, Alabama, Mike.
Okay.
Montgomery. I got to be honest, I don't think about Montgomery a lot. You know?
Me neither.
It's the capital, though.
Word.
It's not bad. It's there's several things that I would like to go see in Montgomery, Alabama. So shout out. It's on the Alabama River. It's nice. You know? Shout out to you guys in Montgomery. You know?
Thank you, Montgomery.
Springfield, Illinois. Shout out to Springfield, Illinois. And lastly, Belawan, Indonesia. Yeah. Now, Mike, I'm pretty sure I don't know anything about Belawan either, but I'm pretty sure there are way less people in Belawan than in Dhaka. So I don't think it's as much of a place to hit, you know?
No, I've heard good things about Indonesia, though.
Oh, okay. Here you are bad-mouthing.
Let me guess. It's like right next to Bangladesh.
Here you are bad-mouthing
Dhaka.
Bangladesh. And then you're like, oh, but I've heard great things about Indonesia. Gosh, Mike, come on. It's okay. It's outside the busiest seaport of Java. Java. Okay.
I'm down with Java.
Yeah, Java.
Coffee.
Java is one of the islands of Indonesia.
I don't know if there's any relation between Java and coffee, but we call it Java and that kind of thing. So,
but the origins of the name are not clear according to Wikipedia, Mike. So there you go. The island could have been named after the Jawa plant, which was said to be common on the island during the time that the island was colonized. So there you go. But there are plenty of other possible sources. So anywho, Indonesia, Bangladesh, you're our new markets, guys.
Thank you.
We can't wait to reach out to everybody in both countries. We're very excited. And Mike loves you both, despite what he says.
love you.
Don't worry. He's just drunk right now. Anywho, Mike, we need to take a break. We are going to be right back with none other than Ali Siddiq. Welcome back to the show, everybody. We are super excited to have a comedy legend with us today. His specials, Domino Effect, parts 1 through 4, and Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover are available on YouTube. He's going to be in Florida on the 10th and the 11th for the In the Shadows tour. Mr. Ali Siddiq. Ali, how are you, sir?
Oh, man, I'm doing perfect, man, which is hard to do in this world.
Well, you look pretty bundled up there.
Yeah,
a little
man,
chilly.
It's like 32 degrees in Houston, and I've been going in and out. I didn't know it was cold until I looked outside and saw my dog shivering. Yeah, like he was tap dancing. Yeah, man.
Houston's a lot like Florida. When it gets that cold, it's just weird. It shouldn't happen.
Very bipolar. Like, man, what's going on?
Exactly.
I hear that it's gonna be cool when I come out there.
I think so. I mean, we've been having let's see here. This weekend, what do we got? We got it's gonna be 39's the low, but the high's 62. Yeah, I mean, it's not horrible.
Horrible.
Not horrible. But first off, man, I've seen so many positive reviews for the Domino Effect. New York Times, Vulture, Daily, it's everywhere. And let me add my own in there. It's fantastic, man.
Oh man, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's from the outside looking in, you've got more, adulation, more pats on the back for this one than your previous specials. Is that just me, or is that true?
I think that the series, I think people are the special, like with Comedy Central, right? Bigger Than These Bars. It wasn't shown enough. Like Comedy Central never really showed it. Like maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
The whole time they had it. And so with YouTube, I think from Domino Effect 1, I think I got the most with Domino Effect 1 because there was only just Domino Effect. There was no 2 playing, 3 playing. So then once it took out, I think 3 is my favorite. But because I think that it's a lighter, darker side thing, because Domino Effect 1, which is always going to be the best one, because that's what started people even watching them.
Yeah.
So Domino Effect 1 was like, what? And then 2 was like, ooh, that was
serious. Yeah.
Dark and serious and poignant, and needed a conversation that needed to be had, apparently, because after Domino Effect 2, everybody has been vulnerable. Everybody has been, wide open. So 3 was just a lot of fun. It's like it kind of took me back to what I was really feeling. I was like 19 again. I was like, what is really going on? Like this is the end. So 4, I started growing up.
Yeah.
I started growing up in this place and doing different things. So now I think dropping specials in between the series, like with we dropped Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover in between the series, and that was a fun project, which was weird because it wasn't really a project. It was like I went on stage one night and it's like all the pieces came together. It was like it was weird, and then now you get something and we're like, this could be something. so we put it out, got a great response from it, and so now we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 other specials that we shot before we even, while people will be waiting on In the Shadows.
Yeah,
we have 3 other pieces of work that people can go see.
I heard you mention though, like you recorded 2 in October. So those aren't like, so the In the Shadows is all about you getting into comedy, right?
Yeah, coming to the industry.
Yeah, so those 2 specials, they're more like they're don't judge a book by its cover. They're more like those.
Oh, they're actually better. This is my 2 sons is a journey between me and my 2 boys. And which is 2 different ends of the spectrum. One is totally different than the other. And in the special, I make the point that one, I can give a kidney, and one I'm gonna have to buy one for. they my boys. And I'll let people try to figure that one out. So then Rugged. Rugged is an account of, man, I go through a lot. And I think people don't understand that people who are entertainers, athletes, musicians, writers, poets, podcasters, reporters, any profession that they have adulation for, these people still have normal, regular lives. So you don't know that I was on stage. Like these 2 specials, most people won't know that my toe was broke. They just think that I'm just out there. But my toe is broke. I didn't let nobody know my toe was broken until after we shot them. And they were like, but you put on boots. No. Like I was on this, I had this numbing stuff I was putting on my foot, and I'm taking 1,000 Tylenols and I'm just going. And
which toe?
My baby toe.
On
my left foot.
Yeah, every time you toe off.
It was crazy. And then I've been on stage with a broken clavicle, 2 broken ribs, teeth cracked, from an accident, and I fell through the door trying to change the filter, and was out for I don't know how long. But these are the things that happen in the course of a year, or a lifetime, that people don't know. I went out to get my dog when it iced in Houston for some strange reason, and I looked out there, and it's ice everywhere, and it's on. Let me get my dog. So I go out, and I slip. It's like 3:30 in the morning. Nobody's up. I'm outside on the frozen ground, and my dog ran in his kennel, and he's like, "Well, I'm warm." Cool. Right?
You're on your own with this one. Sorry.
I'm not coming back out this garage. I'm not. Oh, the rugged is a little different. So then when we get to biting off more than you can chew.
Mm-hmm.
Biting off more than you can chew is a whole nother account of me being a little overzealous in things. You know, it's kind of like when people want to go, well, I can play in the NFL, I can do the same thing football players do. And then you're like, no, not really. Cause you did this in what, the 10th grade?
Yeah. Yeah.
You do know that you're 56 years old, right? Sir, what's the deal? But I'm not the same, man. I'm 51 years old. I still be trying to do things because I have young boys and young kids, and you like, let me get out of here. And then all of a sudden, I'm dizzy. I can't see anything. So different accounts, man. And I sat down and I wrote 4 more special concepts, and that I'm gonna do in between doing In the Shadows. In the Shadows is such its own thing.
Yeah.
Because
it's like a series with Domino.
Yeah, it's another series with the.
Are you picking up right? I mean, I would imagine you're picking up right at the sort of end of part 4.
Picking right up is I know the way it starts, and it's picking up from Domino Effect 4. Because that's doing these timepieces is, you know, I didn't know that it was going to become this. I didn't know I was even going to be in this genre. You know, most comics, I'm going to just do a special. I'm going to do a collaboration of all these funny things. But this is, I'm still amazed at Domino Effect 1, 2, 3, 4. I really am, because being such a student of comedy and never seeing a comic do it ever, like all the years, and I'm like, nobody's ever did a series, and getting into a series, and I'm like, I was waiting on Domino Effect 4. Like, I saw it, I did it. I was there in the editing, but I was like this, like, when is it, like, it was the title, Pins and Needles. I was like, because it's like, it has to be better on the level of the previous one. You know, and I really think sometimes in my mind, it's probably this mind tricks that I'm doing to myself. They waiting on you to do a bad one. They're waiting on you to do a bad one. Like, this is go and it's things that I'm not really rattled by anything besides the thing that I don't like about most comedians that I've seen.
What's the thing you don't like?
I don't like that I can know what you're about to say. If I've seen your show, then I've seen your show.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter the year. If I saw it 10 years ago, I'm looking at the same show again. Like, it doesn't matter. And it's everywhere. I could see this year we did the I got a story to tell tour. So I'm telling these stories, and I'm staying within 10 stories. And it's killing me. It is killing me. It's like, I have to do this show the next city. Oh wow. Like, so
you gotta have free range.
It's like, well, you know, you gotta do this because, you know, so when you come back around, they won't see. But I don't do the same show anyway. Like, it was so crazy to me. So to do that for a year. Yeah. I kind of got like, okay, maybe I shouldn't hate this as much, because say if somebody came to see you 4 times that year, they saw the same show, and then they say, "Oh, I saw the same show," but you never said you came 4 times in the same year. This is the show that I'm running for this year, and that is it. So, now In the Shadows, I got to go back to hiding the structure of the show in the material. So I have maybe 3 or 4 hours in my head, and I'm just pulling from each one. I'm like, I'm gonna do 15 minutes of this, then I'm gonna do 30 minutes of In the Shadows, then I'm gonna do 15 minutes of this. Then I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna do any of the In the Shadows. I'm gonna do 15 minutes of In the Shadows, I'm gonna do 30 minutes of this, and then I'm gonna do a part of a whole nother special. And then like, well, I saw that. No, you really didn't see it, because I never actually ever give you the whole story. And because I know people record in the thing, no matter what we say, I always leave off an important detail. Or I start the story and I intentionally go into another story within that story and never go back to it. Because I know where I'm going, because I did it over here.
Yeah.
I got it in my head pieced. I just got to put the puzzle together when I get ready to shoot the special. But it's a hard thing to do it, and you're doing so many shows. And I'm not going to an open mic. It's like that's crazy. Like I go there and watch them, but for me to go in to do an open mic, I would have to be doing some all the way throwaway material. Like I'm gonna give this to them.
Yeah.
Y'all want some concepts? Here are the concepts that I'm not gonna use.
Yeah.
You know, but at this stage, it's crazy to try to. So hats off to any comic that is actively touring and actively shooting specials.
Yeah.
Hats off to all of us, because I know the dynamics, and I know how crazy it is to do that, and especially when you actually in the groove of comedy all the time. You know, anybody if you're not in the groove of comedy, this is how I see it. I take off in July. Take the whole month of July off. So August, I'm going back to the clubs. I'm gonna do 5 weeks of club dates. And that's 30, 40 shows, 50 shows. And I can do whatever and get my legs back. You know what I'm saying? If I'm like that in a month, you're talking about somebody who's actively running the race right now. If I'm like that if I'm like that after a month, I'm rusty as nails after a month, I would never come back longer than that and do a special. Yeah. Because I know it's not gonna be together, and I'm not gonna cheat the people and try to give you something that I know that's not ready. Yeah. Because people ask me, Ali, how many specials have you shot? I say before Bigger Than These Bars, I had shot 9 specials. Before Talking Loud, Saying Something, which is my first album, because people don't realize I have 9 albums too. So my first album, before I put that album out, I had shot 9 other albums. They wasn't right. So they scrapped. And when people look at it, I'm like, man, what was wrong with this one? I said, look at the color. Look at the sound. Yeah. Look at the switching. Man, I shot a special and a dude was using a switcher. And I didn't know that a switcher means that's a permanent edit. Like there's no other, there's nothing to go back to. It's like he flip. I'm like, and I'm looking at it like, but you missed the real facial expression. Like you missed the punch. So all those specials were learning curves. And I may go back and do that and like, hey, this is what it was like when I first started. These are all learning specials. These are the learning ones. You like, so what is that man? So you just see, just like, why you can't see his face? Because it's a whole human being standing right there. You see this? This is why I didn't put this on. So it's a tedious process, and doing a series is even crazier because it's lighting, sound, details, and I'm being so detailed because I know I got to go to the next years, and it has to make sense. You know what I'm saying? I can't leave. I'm like, oh, I missed that. I got to go back and do. That's a vital part. How can I leave out this part? Because this part got me to this. You know, it's you got 3 more years that something has to come full circle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Well, going back to the original series, going back to Domino Effect. Speaking of that adulation, I was watching your interview on Breakfast Club. Pretty big show. It was obvious none of them had watched your special.
None of them. Crazy town, right?
I went and looked through the comments on YouTube, and there were several of the first comments that were just like, what the hell are they doing? Why haven't they watched this special? And yeah, it was pretty. Were you a little bit offended on that one?
I took the time to just dominate the conversation.
No.
I wasn't even. What's crazy is I wasn't even offended because I didn't think they were going to know. If I would have went in with expectation of they know who journalists would have. No, hey, we have a guest coming. We should know something about him, or her, or whoever the person is. We should
maybe
know
one thing.
Maybe one thing. We can lean on one thing, or no. Hey man, this man has been doing stand up for 27 years, and okay, what was the first thing? I knew more about all 3 of them than they know about me.
Yeah,
and I don't watch the Breakfast Club like that. I'm in and out, but I know stuff about Envy. Yeah. I've been seeing Charlamagne since he was on Wendy Williams when he was back then. Just hilarious. I was around when she started. Like I know she was Baltimore. I knew how she started. It's just the general knowing of things that I know that you exist. And then it's the general. And I wasn't even offended. I was
surprised.
I wasn't even surprised. It was like, hey man, this is your opportunity to do the things that you need to do, say the things that you need to say up here, and lead the conversation. And sometimes, when you're doing interviews, some people don't know anything about you, especially when you do radio. Like I was on the radio, right? I did radio. I'm a radio personality. When I'm interviewing you, I know everything about you that I can find. Because I find joy in pulling a rabbit out of my pocket, not even out of a hat. Just
doing the research, man.
Like, hey, so when in 1994, when you wrecked that scooter, right? You had a scooter accident, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, man. So I had a scooter accident as well. Broke all my teeth. Did you happen to break anything? And then go. It spins into something else it's more. I remember doing an interview with Babyface, and you would think Babyface would talk. Like you a world-renowned romantic singer, like And I just said, hey, I met your brother in the airport. Y'all look a lot alike. You like a little browner. How was it being in After 7 and then leaving After 7? He was like, what? And man, yeah. I know a lot about you, Babyface. like going there. So I it was crazy. But this thing, I would go on other interviews and other podcasts. Like you guys know a lot. Like I know I have to be on my P's and Q's when I come somewhere. Even when I just did 7 p.m. in Brooklyn with Mello.
Yeah.
Mello knew about me. But Rudy Gay didn't. And it was like when Rudy Gay said what he said to me, he whispered it to me. Yeah, you gonna have to be on your note. We just had that joke. And I was like, okay. And that's all I said was, okay. the show started, and I knew I was gonna bring it back up. Yo, the reason why y'all laughing real hard, right? The reason why I'm going so hard up top is because of him. Rudy Gay gonna tell me Fat Joe was sitting right here. Who cares where Fat Joe was sitting? Fat Joe ain't in the same league with me telling stuff.
I will say, watching that one, it just being around a bunch of those dudes, like you just seem so compact relative to all these
giants,
7 foot tall dudes just around. Like they pan out to the full screen. I'm just like, Jesus, those guys are huge. God, man.
Even in the thing, I pulled a rabbit out the hat again, just knowing people, just knowing stuff to be in an interview with. Carmelo was doing, this peace, I'm the peace god. And I turned and said, so that's peace god. That's what you was trying to do when you was pacing outside that locker room. You was outside with the bus. I just want to talk to him. And he was like, I can't believe you remember that. Like, yes, I do. I remember things. So it's really important to me when I go somewhere or I'm doing something. I want to be in the know. I don't need to know your questions because I don't want to. I don't need to know the questions. I just need to know the room and in the tempo of everything. And if I have to step it up as being the interviewer, I can interview myself inside of an interview. It's no big deal. I can just pan out just so you want to know about this, Charlamagne? You're like, I got you. So when you go back in, edit your question in, and then you
it just cuts from a clip by himself in his room. There we go. I mean, going back to the special, you said that the third part of Domino Effect was like your favorite, and I gotta say, I think some of my favorite moments were in the third one. I gotta say, shout out to your lawyer, Reo Harris. You had a good section with Reo in there, and just as many times as you called him up during the time, and his reaction of like, come on, man. Probably one of my favorite parts of the whole special.
Has you ever heard? Because first of all, this is client attorney privilege, right? Mm-hmm. Nobody's ever did the conversation between them and their attorney.
Yeah.
Like, and how ridiculous I was. Like, hey, Reo, listen, got something for you. I'm trying to throw you a line, but I'm like, it's paralegal. He's like, no.
That's the thing I can imagine in my head is just like him at his office, and they're like, Ollie's calling up. Oh, all right, yeah, let's hear what he's got this time. Like, and I can imagine from your point of view just being like, I got to find some way out of this. Here's my new idea. No, that's not gonna work.
I'm trying to help myself. Listen, Woody Denson is up for bribery. Needs you to get to. And you know what the crazy thing is? Let me tell you about a story like that. Mm-hmm. I love the fact that, so give you the backstory. Nobody knows besides my manager and then my immediate people. Mm-hmm. So special comes out. It is crazy that I get a phone call from this unknown number. I call back. It's Reo's son, Reo Harris's son. Mm-hmm. His boss shows him the
clip.
the clip. They watch the special, right? Then the insane thing is, I'm sitting there talking to him. I say, man, your dad was great. He said, man, my family really appreciated it. And I'm like, man, your dad was really great to me, man. And I really, never got a chance to tell him thank you for all the hard work and just dealing with me. And he said, he's right here. He's alive. They told me,
Yeah.
he just closed his practice down, man. I talked to Reo. He lives literally 20 minutes down the street. I've been supposed to have dinner with him for the last year and a half. So, right. I'm like, last year, whenever Domino came out, I was supposed to have dinner with him. Oh my goodness. So it's so crazy. So then when people, let's see if he's telling the truth. So they Google Woody Denson. And they're like, oh, he was up for bribery. Why y'all think I'm lying? Why am naming the people? Like, I'm saying these people's real names.
Naming the people in the first part, you've got Quincy. You hold a beef with Quincy.
Mm-hmm.
Is the beef over now?
Active like a volcano. It's one of those things that just when you think that you've done with something,
mm-hmm.
and maybe people may understand this, maybe people may not. Mm-hmm. Okay. Every time I look this way, I see double. When I look up, I see double. When I look this way, I see double. When I look down, I see double. Every way besides straight.
Mm-hmm.
So my peripheral is not 100%. I had to kind of turn my head some more.
Mm-hmm.
And put the double a little back behind me.
Mm-hmm.
The person who caused that is alive. so it's not like this happened. It's not a disease. This somebody did this to me. You know what I'm saying? And the person who did it is breathing. And I don't know if he sees double. I would prefer for him to, just think about it. And
eye for an eye.
Eye for an eye. And I don't think about it top of head, and I can easily say, oh, I'm done with it over. But then if I ran into him, I don't know if I could. I don't know. I would have to be in a situation and let people know 100% if I'm at peace or if I'm not. I'm like, no. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
But Quincy, Tink is hilarious to me. And Tink is hilarious. And going forward, Sugar and four. Mm-hmm. Sugar was funny to me. and it just lets you know, man, it's like, don't judge. It's people don't judge his name. That's Sugar Ray Leonard. I met him too. I met Sugar Ray Leonard. It was crazy.
Speaking of the, I guess, beefs a little bit, how tired are you of people asking you about Katt Williams?
Extremely. Extremely.
That's all I see, man. I not all I see, but like when you look at that, it's like the headline grabber.
And that's self-imposed by the people. Like the people who, like, this crazy. Somebody said in the comment, he just and then so I'm glad that adults defend me in the comments. It's like, y'all do know that he was having a great interview and they asked him about it. He didn't voluntarily bring it up. They asked him a question.
Mm-hmm.
And he answered the question without even saying his name.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's where it is, because I don't think about it. Just like they don't ask when they interview Ricky Smiley, they don't ask him about that.
Yeah.
They don't ask any other people. I don't even think they ask
weird
Steve.
it is weird how it's just like
me.
I don't get it.
They and if Steve Harvey was sitting on there, they wouldn't have asked him about that. And he attacked him the most.
Mm-hmm.
My position on it was this. And I don't think that people understand this part. And it's crazy to me I'm attacked or looked down on for deciding to call out the bully. So you can talk about everybody else. Just think of how that man has berated Katt. I mean, that man has berated Kevin. He has called out everybody, and you challenged Kevin to. I really was responding to the fact that you said that you was the one that came up with celebrity boxing. Even though I know Willie D and Melly Mel had a celebrity boxing match. How did you start it? Because, and this is a crazy question. This is when you become when they just say, "Oh, he's a hater." I say, "Well, I'll say this. I'm a hater because I said I take the $1 million challenges. I play the basketball for $1 million.
Yeah.
I'll race you for $1 million. I'll get on stage. For the $1 million, and I will box you for the $1 million. And his response was like, whatever Kevin and all them. Okay, Kevin's a bigger artist. Sid's a bigger artist. Steve's a bigger artist. You know what I'm saying? All these are bigger artists than you, and you're a bigger artist than me. Buster Douglas was not the same as Mike Tyson. Nobody bought tickets to see Buster Douglas, not even his family. They came there to see Mike Tyson. He sold all the tickets, all of the tickets. Buster Douglas was going to get some money. He's going to get paid. You know what I'm saying? Mike was going to take mass majority of the purse because he's Mike Tyson. But the $1 million bet would still be there. Whatever the purse is, the $1 million bet would still be there. Who's going to be the most efficient in this ring? And I said, you want to fight, and I quote this, Ali said, if you want to fight everybody else besides the person that wants to fight you. So I will accept the $1 million challenge, and we'll put it up liquid. You got to bring the $1 million to the place. The $1 million to the place, the dollars. You got to bring the currency. And I don't care if you're bringing in unwrapped dimes, you're bringing in loose quarters, you're bringing in pesos, and we have to convert it. Long as you can bring it in silver pieces, as long as it's there. And I accept it. So how do you become a hater for calling out a person that's calling out people? It's a weird dynamics, but I say this: when people wanna, and this is what the interview showed me, that no matter how successful you get in my community, it was damaging to me. This interview was damaging to me as my thought pattern on it. We want to hear something bad about the others that's doing the thing, like the consumers. I want to diminish their success. Because what that interview said was nobody black in Hollywood, in the industry, can make it without selling their soul or doing something but me. I'm the only one that came through unscathed. So I didn't relish in an interview that tried to diminish black entertainers.
Yeah.
Because that's what it was to me. It was a diminishing of black, and then it was no, man, do you know how crazy it is to look at something that is so untrue and then people attacking something? Man, I had never heard anything ever in my whole career bad about Sid. Sid was the most lovable person in all of this industry. And to watch somebody attack him about something that's really, 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 really not true. Because you can only emulate driving unless you're doing this or unless you're doing this.
Yeah.
If I show you something, if you show anybody me doing this without the sound on, it looks like whatever.
Yeah.
But if I do it with the sound on, and you're an intelligent man, I would ask you, is this the same thing? Have your car ever been so raggedy but you had your music turned up and you couldn't hear that your call had cut off. That's one person's joke. These guys get out, lift the hood. Oh, all this assimilation. That's one person's joke, right? Black people can drive anything, even a spaceship. If we had a spaceship, we would drive that spaceship like a deuce and a quarter. That's one person's. Is that the same?
Yeah.
Material? I don't think that's the same. I don't even think it's the same. A car. I'm driving a raggedy car with loud music. I'm driving a spaceship. Wow. The only similarity is the driving of the wheel. But if that's the case, if this is the stolen part, then Miss Laura in 91 on Def Jam, then they both stole it from Miss Laura. Because Miss Laura was driving in the thing, and that's when she snatched her wig off because the dude. It's a crazy concept. But it me looking at it, I'm like, oh, they wanna say that.
Yeah.
And then the bum initials. Call me by my initials. Bum initials. It's on designing women, right? Okay, cool. So every comic that does an impression, every comic that talks about a movie, every comic that talks about anything that's already written in print, you are a thief. That's plagiarism.
Yeah.
Just because you're talking about it, it doesn't matter if that's the standard that you saw something on a sitcom and you said it, or you made like, hey, the news, you're plagiarizing then. And it's all if you look at it in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
So it's like, so then I'm the only non-thief.
Yeah.
I haven't
because yours all stories.
I haven't done one special that wasn't about me. I'm talking about my life. I didn't include, hey, I was at the thing. If I do something and it's about another person, I'm there with that person. That's the only reason I'm bringing their name up.
Yeah.
Like the thing with the viral thing with Lil' Kim. And I'm telling you, this is why I don't drink. This is why I'm done. The Hennessy, I don't go to Hennessy friends. I ain't going nowhere dealing with Hennessy. Because of these incidents.
Yeah.
Look, I got thrown out of the club, messing with Lil' Kim. I have 5 to 10 crazy Hennessy stories. And I could just do a special, call it Hennessy. And they were like, yo, did you see the one when he was in the porta potty just sitting down? Like he's not even using it. He's so drunk that he just went in the porta potty and sat down. Just had to be somewhere by myself. And I got a glass of Hennessy with me. I'm in there. And I'm just like, tired. Smells in here. My friends was looking for me, and I knew they would try to leave me if I was drunk. I knew they'd try to leave me. So when they were looking for me, nobody knew who I was. And they say, all right, man, we just gonna have to drive around and see if we find him. And when they get to the truck, I am laying on the hood. I got my hand inside where the windshield wipers are, and I got the rest of them. I'm like, yeah, y'all not leaving me. I'm like, like an ornament. I look like a hood ornament.
Well, I mean, you saying you use those stories. I mean, and that obviously that's the whole Domino Effect is all storytelling. I heard you say in the Breakfast Club interview, it was DL was the guy that sort of emphasized to do more storytelling, be more honest. Yeah. Like when you first started, when you got on that stage in 97, was it like one-liners or was it like a blend? Did you have like
physical? It was a blend, but it was physical. And the first material I ever wrote was about going to the bathroom. Obviously, just going to the bathroom, I got into this fight. And it was more quick stuff, and I was very physical. Like, I was a physical dude. I used to do this story about, but my stories would be different. It would start off like out of nowhere. It's like I'd be talking, and I was like, "Hey man, if you get body slammed, you know you lost that fight. Like, no matter what you say, you lost that fight. It's like a couple of things, man. This is when I know you lost the fight. Okay, if your shoe come off, okay, definitely lost. I don't care what happens. If your shoe comes off, you lost. Mm-hmm. You might want to stop right there. You lost. If you get body slammed, I said, yo man, I was in a club. This is back to a Hennessy story, and I get into a fight and my shoe come off, and I said that's how I know I lost, because my shoe came off. And I'm like, you know how crazy it is walking around a club looking for your shoe, and you like, I wasn't even over here, like, and this lady came and gave me my shoe, and I'm so mad. I just leave the club and I'm gonna wait on old boy outside, but I'm gonna get myself together first. so then, I got body slammed in a fight when I was a kid. And it was over. It's like the lights were on. Then I saw a swoop. Boom, then the lights out. So, being a former breakdancer, right? In breakdancing, there's two types of suicides. It's to the side, and then it's boom, flip. The flip is the end of everything. Like, once you do the flip, grab your balls, it's a wrap. You won. And this was my signature move. Like, I boot them up, rock, and then I know where, and then like, okay. So I would do that flip as the body slam. You think I could continue to do that? Like, for the rest of my career? I'm gonna be just body slamming myself on stage? Oh, that
doesn't age well.
It doesn't. Do you understand? If I did that right now, I am down for the rest of the tour. Like, when Ali coming back? Never. I'm about to be Christopher Reeves. I can't believe myself. You know, I wanted to do it would be crazy. So I was very physical. I was a physical guy.
Yeah. Well, now, I mean, so you started telling more stories, and I love this. You put in your specials, you brought it up in a bunch of specials, how people are bad with their observation skills.
Yeah.
Which I would agree. So few people read a room, and like, I was wondering, do you think, because I mean, since you've seen so many different situations, do you think somebody can learn observation skills, or if it's like that innate thing?
That's a very good question. I can probably teach you to read a room, but to observe the whole room and really be in the moment, it's a muscle that you would have to exercise a lot. I'm not gonna say it can't be learned, but it's an instinct that you grow up, that you kind of grow with. I'm gonna say it can't be learned, because I learned observation from being in the situation. You know, being out in constant situations. Like, yo, man, you gotta. Jay-Z has a line that he says, all scars we earn them, all cars we learn them like the back of our hand. We can, with the police jumping out of vans, right? In Houston, it was a task force called the Jump Out Boys. They would pull up in vans, black vans or white vans, and jump out and arrest everybody. You couldn't, and it was a very quick thing. So when he said that line, it resonated with me, because at 14, I am reading the cars. I know the car, and this was something that was learned. Just like when that boy popped that dope out of my hand, I'm like, that won't make that mistake again. You know, And I'm like, oh, he gonna come back around. Like, and so, and then people, hey man, look, okay, you can learn observation skills if you're coachable. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I think that a lot of people are not coachable. Like, I don't think that the great cornerbacks have learned it. Because it's a great cornerbacks like Dion and Bobby Taylor and Reeves and all these guys. When you a receiver, you're a receiver. If you do anything besides keep running, as soon as you do anything, they looking too. Because they not just running, they running watching you. They,
oh yeah.
And like, yeah, oh, get that belt, go back the other way. The bad ones is this. They running and they running. They turn around and catch. Like, so how long you been playing this position? Since you was Pop Warner, since you was Power. And you still don't know how to read the eyes and the body language of the person that you're going against. You know what I'm saying? Because if he turned his head, you're supposed to turn yours.
Yep.
Because he's trying to catch a ball. He's not just running. It's not a track meet. He's not trying to beat you to the end zone. Hey, let's go get to the end zone fast. And if I'm a receiver, my observation is this. So he planted. I'm running this way. He planted. He got both his feet planted. You know what I'm about to do? I'm going to, because he ain't going to jam me. He too far off. I'm going to run so hard at him and chip down. And then when as soon as I see him break, because he on his heel, I'm going to take off again because he's flat-footed. I'm looking at the opponent. If you play chess, you got to think, oh, I can observe. If I take his queen, he's going to lose because he's leaning on his queen. And I do people like this. I give you the piece that you think that's my most powerful piece on the chessboard. I give it to you. I keep putting it out there. I keep dangling in front of you for you to take it. You know what I'm saying? I want you to take it. You know why I want you to take it? Because now I'm about to focus. Now I'm focused in. As long as I can run around with this piece and play with you and take stuff and rearrange it, but if you take that piece, man, take it. So now I can focus. You don't have no pawn game, I see. And if you can't observe, that's with boxing. That's with walking in life. I'm a grown man that always have some sort of weapon on me, a knife, a ice pick, a thumbnail. If I had a tack, I got something on me. I still don't park next to vans. Still don't do it. Like, nobody's gonna ever kidnap me. I'm observing everything around me. Like,
yeah.
So I think it can be taught, but it's more of a conscious thing.
Yeah.
If you're a conscious person,
yeah. It blows me away. Some people. I mean, I always think of this story. I was working at a place. I was in the office. Our secretary was very religious. She hated cursing. She never cursed. And one of the new guys that was working there comes in. He already knows this. He's been working there now for 2 weeks. And he goes right up to her. The three of us are having a conversation. And he just starts laying in to mother this, mother that. And she, her eyes are just getting bigger and bigger. And she's just looking over at me. And I'm just like, dude, read the room. What are you doing, man? And he just and then we left and he looks over at me. He's like, she seemed upset about something I was doing. And I was like, what do you think she was upset at, man? You know who she is. And he's like, oh, I didn't even think about that. And I'm just like,
so you cursing in front of the lady with the Latter-day Saint shirt on.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't see the shirt.
Exactly, man. It's crazy. Well, I mean, speaking of that, I mean, one of your biggest inspirations, Dick Gregory, one of the all-time greats, great at observation. You know, Dick, he was obviously he was a teacher. How do you see? How much do you see of yourself as a teacher when you're out there on stage?
I don't. I'm more of a reminder. Hey, you know you don't have to. You know you can say no. You know you can do it this way. You know you don't have to do that. You know, every single thing is a choice. It's like if there's nothing that's not a choice besides you being born and guess what? If you have a missing tooth or your teeth crooked, you know you can do something that changes it. You know, you don't have to be in that position. You know, you don't have to do anything. You don't. It's like a reminder of people. You don't have to be a prisoner to anything. You don't have to be a prisoner to your feelings. You don't have to be a prisoner to your failures. You don't have to be a prisoner to your family. You don't have to be a prisoner to your job. You don't have to be a prisoner to your insecurities. You don't have to be a prisoner to anything. You know, I'm insecure about something. You choosing that. And so go say it on stage. Go say it in the story. Go tell a story. And then I tell the story, man, I don't like when people try to embarrass me. Like it does something to me. Like you're intentionally trying it. And so, and even with my, I was just listening to Luther Vandross. Cause I watched this thing on CNN and then I just caught up in the music, right? And me and my family have been arguing and whatnot. And then I listened to this song. Like I listened to a whole song, and there's one I'm like 12 songs in, and there's one song is just constantly I'm singing it and I'm cleaning and I'm singing it, and then it dawns on me. I have fell in love outside of my family. And the tension that's happens in a family sometimes is due to you kind of sometimes being heavy on something else. I've fallen in love with the road. I've fallen in love with my career. Because in my career, anything that I don't like, I can change.
Yeah.
Anything that I don't want to happen is not going to be happening. It's not like that in a family. You know, it's no, because these people not on your payroll.
Yeah.
Even though they are, but they're not your workers. This is your family. And so things in your family are different dynamics than people who work for you. And Luther was singing about you always on the road, so he don't have time to love you. You're not giving me an opportunity to love you because you're always on the road. And man, the road life is different. If nobody's gonna leave their shoes in front of the thing and pick up the shoes. I don't have to say that 1,000. If I say, hey, I don't want no alcohol in my dressing room, there's not gonna be alcohol in the dressing room. You know, a family's not like that.
Yeah.
You know, especially kids, and it's not the perfection of what you're in love with on the road. So you have to separate the two totally. You know what I'm saying? Here, you are a member of the family. Even though you may be the head, you are still a member of this family. On the road, everybody else is under your umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a member of nothing. You are the brand. You're not a member of the brand. You are the brand.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you say don't do something, or you say to them, hey, the consequences are either docked or fired. You can't fire your family. And you can't fire them. So got up this morning, I prayed, and I was like, man, just give me what I need to understand. Like what is the understanding of this? And this is it's in a song.
Mm.
And so with Domino Effect too.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so many people, and I have to start saying this now because I don't want to be in the box with other people.
Mm-hmm.
I never ran Domino Effect 2. I never ran it. Like I didn't go through touring it. I didn't go through doing it in the club. That's a one-off. That's what that was one off. We're not running that.
That'd be too much, man.
Yeah. I can't, and I don't have to tell people to help me make it through this. I know where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
I know the part in here that's going to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
And me trying to get to it was crazy. And it's so painful that you don't have to prep it.
Yeah.
I never even alluded to it.
Mm-hmm.
I started the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I know when I get to this age, oh man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And what's crazy to run something and not really know at all, like with no clue, no inclination, no, hey man, how are you going to get out of this? Or are you gonna leave it here? Are you gonna end here? Or what you gonna do? And these are the thoughts that's happening when you're doing it. And you look in the audience, and the audience is broken.
Mm.
And your sister is broken. And you like, yo, man, it's crazy.
I love how you broke it up though. I mean, at the end when you came in with the guy in a Speedos cooking.
Yeah. Pop saved me, man. And it was crazy. I had no idea I was even gonna do Pops. I said, man, this is the Pops saved me, man. I was like, wow, this is because it's a true account.
That's the real thing, man. When you're low like that, that's the thing. You think of you find the weirdest thing that just keeps you in it, that keeps you in the real world. And here's this insane guy cooking his dope in his Speedos that you're just like I mean, and I just like, cause it's so serious. It's so upsetting. And then all of a sudden you're like, and here's this guy in a Speedo.
And he like, hey man, you like the product? Don't worry about what the chef got on. You're like, boy, this is crazy, man. And when I think about these moments in time, and these moments in stand-up, and these moments in my life,
mm-hmm.
As a comic, what you want to do is connect with
mm-hmm.
your audience. You want to connect with an audience.
Yeah.
And I don't seem to ever have a problem connecting, because I'm just drawing from real parts of life and just saying, hey, this is this, and this is this, and hey, y'all, I may be all the way wrong, but let's figure it out together. At a live show, I can tell a story and like, hey man, this is the opportunity for y'all to tell me if I was wrong. And I'm not saying I was right. I'm just saying this is the story.
Yeah.
Let's go from there.
Yeah.
And I've been wrong. I've been right. If I say something publicly, I'm gonna apologize publicly. Mm-hmm. If I get into a conflict, with somebody, I need you to see the conflict and the resolution. I don't want you to think it's just conflict. You know, like right now, Dwight Howard. Me and Dwight Howard at it.
I saw the comments. I saw the comments about the Olajuwon camp. Yeah.
So now this is the boil down. After I put my comments in public, he put his comments in public. He DM me and say, "Hey, come on my podcast, and we'll talk about it." And I said, "Cool. Tell me when and where." And I'm on it. The conflict is in public. The apology, because on my thing, I said, if I got the wrong information, then I apologize. But I don't think I got the wrong information, right? And one thing is, what you're not going to say is I said something about you. I said you didn't finish the program. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say you was a bad basketball player. You didn't finish the program. I didn't say that you was a bum. I said you didn't finish the program. And if you did finish the program, like other people in the comments said, why you didn't get that footwork together? Because you didn't come twice. You should have came twice, like Kobe did. You know, but that's a fun thing to me. It like, and I put up a post about Robin Harris in Do the Right Thing, talking about Mike Tyson. And I said, this is when comics could say, and then I don't think Mike Tyson was ever looking for Robin Harris. It's like comics could say whatever. He's just talking noise about Mike Tyson. He's not trying to Mike is
attack him. Yeah.
Mike, this is not what Mitch Green was doing. Yeah, man, this wasn't what Robin Givens was trying to do. I remember when he mugged that lady right there on foot. But it was a count when that man said Mike Tyson, think about what me, you better wake up and apologize. He's playing. But man, these guys will. I'm gonna come see him, and I'm like, well, come on with it then. It's like you ain't saying nothing. You know, like with I'm gonna do the special called Conflict. I announced that on Brooklyn on 7 p.m. Brooklyn. I'm gonna do a special called Conflict, and it's all the people I done got into it with in this industry. And like, I wish Scottie Pippen would say he wasn't in that Mustang. I'm like, Scottie, stop it. I laughed at you right on Main Street in Houston because you was about to get beat up and you got used in a Mustang. Crushed up in the Mustang. Damon Jones. I didn't tell a story about Damon Jones. I got a story about Damon Jones. I got a story about it's so many people because I've been around a lot. Yeah. Like I say, it's crazy to me that everybody left Puffy's parties early. Everybody was gone early. Everybody, nobody stayed to at least 2. Everybody was like, "Oh, I'm out by 9." But you went to Puffy's brunch.
They came back.
And so I've been to 3 Diddy parties, 3 Puffy parties, all in Houston. I wasn't in the Hamptons with him. I wasn't in New York with him. I was in LA. It was all in Houston, and they were all at clubs. You know what I'm saying? And this club called 713. This is, and I'm talking about the first party. I had no idea it was a Diddy party. I was wondering, $200 to get in here. You know what I'm saying? But then when I had a little stature, I never paid to get in. Simpers, that was the one that was promoted on the radio. He was buying the bar for the whole, and you pay for nothing. You just go to the bar and you just order whatever, and it was on Puffy. He didn't bring in the liquor. He didn't. It wasn't his liquor. I don't even think he had a brand back then. I know one thing. I was drinking Hennessy at the time, and so at the party, we upstairs in Simples, and this club is huge. My partner GT is DJing, and it's a picture, and the party was so crunk. You see, I didn't start bouncing. The party was so crunk. On the table upstairs, there's a crowd of people, and it's 3 people standing on tables. Puffy, Bushwick Bill, and me. And we like this. Enjoy my homeboy show on the club. My boy DJ, I'm enjoying the party. I don't know what Diddy over there doing.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was on the table. So I looked at the picture like, who is that over there? It's Diddy. So it's Diddy, Bushwick, and me. Okay. Like, but I'm not. The club is over. I'm going. What? I'm going. He going to. Well, he going. But 713 was insane. That was another crazy party. That everybody was drunk and everybody left the party because who owned show owned that club. The dude ain't show owned that club. So I'm not gonna be in the interview like, no, I was never at it. I left early. No, I left at 2 when the club closed. Now, did I go to an extended party? No, I wasn't invited. If I was invited, I probably would have went. Like, and then if I would have saw something, observation skills, I would have I would have told my partner, hey,
this is taking a weird turn.
Hey, man, let's get out of here. Because who hasn't been somewhere? Man, okay, I'm gonna tell this story real quick. We in Rio. Mm-hmm. We in Rio de Janeiro. Mm-hmm. Never been there before. Over there partying. We there for 10 days. Mm-hmm. Who knows that Rio has a real high cosmetic transformation surgery? Mm-hmm. Yeah, who knows this? Mm-hmm. We are in Copacabana. Right on the beach, and we partying harder than you can. I'm talking about we partying hard, and it's everybody from Sao Paulo, it's everybody from Rio. I'm talking about this jumping because we there for Carnival. It's crazy. Streets, you can go on the street and end up partying for 2 hours on one street. You didn't even know you was going. You went to go get some chips, some plantain chips. You end up partying. So. We're at this spot called Mia Pataki. Mm-hmm. My boy said, hey man, let's run over to Ipanema. I hear they having a party. All right, cool. All 10 of us, we get 3 cabs. Jump in the cab, we ride over to Ipanema. Okay? We get out the cabs. Cab drivers don't go nowhere though. They didn't pull off, they just stayed there. We get out. If I tell you it's about 60,000 people on the street, it's a lot of people on this street. Yeah, and they got on costumes and they everybody bells and chatting, and it's going crazy. And two of my boys, they already partying. They dancing with women and I'm like this. We have the footage. Mm-hmm. We have the footage because we was over there shooting a movie too. We have the footage live from Rio. You see me like this. And I said, no. Hey, I think these all men. And it was like, my boy was like, you see 10 dudes running. The cab drivers are losing it. They are laughing. They laugh so we jump back in the cab. And then my man can say, I told you this is what it's gonna be you. I told you. Bruh. I was like, yo, but observation skills. I'm like, man, first of all, man, I know the WNBA, I had been to some games, but I ain't never seen just no regular 6'8" woman, just 6'8", just off the rip. And it's a couple of y'all. It's like 30.
Ollie's like, why am I in trees? What's going on here?
They grow them big over here. But just think, I hadn't seen one woman that looked like this in 5 days. Then I come over to here, and it's a different game.
Yeah.
And I said, is this what Barry Manilow was singing about? The girl from Ipanema?
Well, so in the Shadows tour, starting this weekend.
Yes.
And you said it's all new material. You're gonna splice in. It's gonna be spliced in the story of you getting started in stand up.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And it's gonna be. They can expect everything sort of brand new.
Yep.
Nice.
If you've never seen me, what's crazy is I don't do the stuff that people see on the internet anyway. I don't do the stuff that you see in specials. I've never done Mexican Got on Boots live.
Yeah.
It's not my thing. Like once I do it, I put it out there. You can go see it. I know, but what's crazy, I may start doing it here and there because it's like the machine. Or and they're like, yo, I just want to see you do it live. You know, I know I heard it, but people never let me get through it. They gonna say, there you go. And they gonna say the parts before I even do it. I'm like, okay, crazy. But yeah, this is an all new show. That's why we intentionally starting in markets that I haven't been in smaller markets for me.
Yeah.
That we getting our feet wet. We hope that everybody in Dayton shows up. We hope that everybody in Gainesville, Florida shows up. When we just trying to do and be a great artist and develop into a good person to give people good things they can chew on, a little fat they can chew on. It's not just about the laughs, it's about teaching and the process. Somebody doesn't understand how hard a process could be to get somewhere. I'm about to show you. It's and it's not gonna be all ups. And it's not gonna be all down. It's gonna be some plateaus, and it's gonna be some what the next steps are. Because I think that is probably necessary. Because I hear a lot of comics talk about how they bored and doing certain stuff, and this is like they're not even to a touring club level.
Yeah.
So how are you bored? Are you bored with what? It's so much to do. I learned so much in this year, like in 2024, about stand up. Because I'm doing all theaters. It's such a big difference, and I had to be healthier to do theaters because the playing field is bigger. So it's like, how do you get bored? I'm bored with this Pee Wee League football. I'm bored with football, but you never say Pee Wee League. I'm bored with football.
Yeah.
All right, so you played in the league or something? Because I'm quite sure that the league is a little more exciting than college football.
Yeah.
I don't care what college you went to. NFL team is going to be a better experience. And then if you get in that and you do well and excel in that, then I'm quite sure that the Hall of Fame is a different experience for somebody just recognizing you. Oh,
yeah.
Andre Johnson, right? Like, no, it's like Andre Johnson, Hall of Famer. So there's a big difference.
There's levels.
And I think people forget. They think that they paint this picture. This is all one level. Nope. Not at all. Not at all.
Well, Ali, it has been a pleasure, man. I think the listeners should get out there and see this tour. I think it's gonna be amazing, man. And I really appreciate you coming on the show and talking with us today.
Hey man, it's been a pleasure. 2 times. Hey, and one before I dip. You have on one of the most inspiring, inspirational T-shirt of all times.
Yes.
If anybody watched that,
yes.
My goodness.
It's I'm still. I mean, I remember when I first watched it right around when it came out, and I mean now that's the thing is like now I actually understand. Like then I was just like, it's these two dudes trying to go play basketball. Look at them trying hard. It's like me. And then that's the thing is I realized, no, this is like there's so many things when you watch their story, you just realize the nature of America. You realize how they were screwed from the jump. How, I mean, you look at Arthur's dad on crack coming to him to talk to him on the basketball court, and you're just like, how? And like, I mean, that's the thing is he got through that. He is a successful dude now, and I'm like, how do you do that? I would have failed so many times over during that story. Like, there's no way I would have made it to, and he made it to college. He almost made it to the NBA. Like, but you just, it's you just see how many hoops, no pun intended, how many hoops people have to jump through, how many things they have to do, how many things they have to overcome. And just, I feel so much for Arthur's mom in that story too. Like everything that she did, and she still becomes a nurse assistant with all that on welfare with 4 kids, one of them not even her own that she's taking care of. It's an awesome story, man.
Awesome story. And it's a part in there that kills me when the college recruiter is there and he's talking about when they make a decision about going to college and his dad, but we'll pay for it. And he was like, hey man, what do I sign at? Let me get out of here. Because you can't pay for anything. What are you talking about? So yeah, man, but it's great. Hey, they Dayton, Florida, and Gainesville, Florida. Man, y'all get ready, man. Ali's coming.
10th and the 11th.
Yes,
listeners,
sir.
make sure you get your tickets in the Shadows tour. And if you haven't, like the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne, this is for you. Check out the specials. They're on YouTube. Check out the specials. We will be right back here on the Doc G Show. We are back here on the Doc G Show. You just heard Ali Siddiq. My goodness, Mike. My goodness, a champion of comedy right there. You know, it's been you could say it's. I mean, obviously, it's been a slow grind for 27 years. He's got, you know, it's taken a long time to get where he wanted to go. You know. But now he's getting the riches of war, I guess.
Yeah,
you could say. You know.
Yeah, good for him, man.
You know,
it's always good to hear.
Yeah, he's been getting it. I appreciate him coming on the show, and he enjoys Hoop Dreams.
So true.
You ever seen Hoop Dreams, Mike?
I don't think so.
Classic. It says it right here. If you were able to see this far, but you probably can't see.
Definitely not.
1994. It was the winner of the Audience Award at the Sundance Film Festival in 1994. It's a documentary about 2 young fellas trying to get to the NBA, and it follows them from like when they were in 8th grade until they graduate high school. Very good film of the 90s, Mike.
Did they make it?
No. Neither of them make it, and that's part of the sad reality, right? Both of them make it to college. One of them gets hurt before they go to college, barely makes it to college, and then medical red shirts when they're in college, when they go to Marquette. And the other, Arthur, goes to just a teeny school in Arkansas. I forget which what college it is, but just out in the middle of nowhere. But it's crazy, man. The guy followed him around for a solid like 3 years, just a solid flick. Solid documentary flick if you get time to watch it. Definitely recommend it. But listeners, very important. Make sure you go out there. You see Ali on this tour. You will not regret it, Mike. I'm planning on going this weekend. I'll report back.
Cool.
I'll let you know how it goes. You know?
Yeah, please do.
You know? But Mike, we need to move on to the fastest growing segment in the world.
Mike C, top 3.
Now, Mike, you got on a movie kick there.
Yeah.
And this one is top 3 fight scenes. I got to be honest. It was a little bit wide open for me. I didn't know what to do, you know? Because there's so many fights out there. And I was just like, what am I going with? You know?
Yeah.
But I got some.
Me too.
And there's some pretty solid ones. Do you have any honorable mentions?
I do.
I think we can do honorable mentions first since there are so many.
There's a lot.
There's not going to be any overlap. How many do you have, honorable mentions?
1.
Oh, I've got 3.
Okay.
I'll give you 2. You give me 1. I'll give you 1 back.
All right, cool.
First one, it's a ridiculous fight scene. Doesn't really make any sense. Roadhouse. Have you seen Roadhouse, Mike?
No, I haven't.
Not the new one, but the original. The original, you've got Dalton versus Jimmy Reno, who's like the bad guy henchman. It is a total 80s fight scene. It is overhyped. It's just way too intense. You're like, what the f-? But apparently, it was like real deal. Even though it looks like that and it looks goofy as it was still like super dangerous. Because apparently, they like one of them cracked the other's ribs. One of them fractured an eye socket.
Jeez.
They still managed to look goofy. So I had to put it up there. I was just like, that is one ridiculous fight scene. So honorable mention to Roadhouse. Classic. He also, kills the guy at the end with his bare hands, which is another reason why goofy as shit. But next on my honorable mentions, Mike, The Fighter. You ever seen The Fighter?
No.
Mark Wahlberg. It's also got what's his name? Christian Bale. So Christian Bale and Mark Wahlberg, they play Mickey and Dickie Ward, who were actually real deal fighters. Mickey Ward was a champion fighter, and it's about Mickey Ward winning the title, and being the pride of Lowell, Massachusetts, and the last fight where he fights Shay Neary is it's solid. It is probably one of the best actual boxing fight scenes you can have. Real solid. So Fighter, that'd be my next honorable mention. Mike, what's your honorable mention?
Honorable mention would be this is actually a silly fight scene as well. Dumb and Dumber. In Jim Carrey's Little Dream,
Classic.
The restaurant fight scene.
Yes. Classic dumb scene. Good one.
Yeah.
Good one.
It's a good one.
Mike, my last honorable mention, we mentioned it last week with top Brad Pitt movies. Troy, Hector versus Achilles. The showdown of the two best fighters at the time in the world. Very good. Very intense. Sad to see Hector go. It's one of those, I saw a comment on this. I was actually looking, different fight scenes that people were putting up there in the world. I saw a comment that was it's one of those fights that I was actually rooting for both people. I was like, yeah, I feel you on that. That's true. I was going for both.
That's a fact.
Going for both.
Yeah.
Top 3, Mike. My number 3, Rocky 1. Rocky Balboa versus Apollo Creed.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He goes the distance. Loses to Apollo, but he goes the distance. He just won't back down. He's not supposed to be there. He's not supposed to be that good, but he just keeps doing it. He keeps fighting. He keeps standing there. Salute, Rocky Balboa. Number 3.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Definitely good one.
Mike, you're number 3.
All right, so this is kind of a broad, basically broad, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but any Steven Seagal fight scene, I know that people like hate on this guy, but when I was a kid, I loved Steven Seagal fight scenes. He always broke the wrists. It was just like the Mad TV Will Sasso impression of him, but
well, that's
Steven Seagal, man. He was the man. I don't care what anybody says.
Well, you just mentioned what the key thing was of why you loved him. You were a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Being like 6 years old, you're like, is this the coolest ever? Oh my God, it is.
Breaking arms, breaking wrists. He used a credit card to slice throats.
And then you turn 7 and you're like, I'd be too old for this. I don't know.
Actually, I turned 25 and I'm like, wait a second.
Hold on. I'm getting a little too old for this. No, I mean, you look at it on purely just like you take the thought out of it. You're just looking at it as like, you're not saying, could this actually happen?
Yeah, no. No.
You're not saying, was his hair spray painted on his head? You're just saying, okay, back in the day, his hair was not spray painted on his head. That's now. Now he has spray painted
Now
hair.
it's spray painted, but back then,
that was
slick back.
That was a real deal.
Ponytail.
Exactly. That was real deal slick back. Anywho, okay. Any Steven Seagal fight scene.
All Steven Seagal fight scenes.
Love it.
Yeah.
Number 2 on my list, Mike. Gladiator. Maximus versus Commodus at the end. I mean, it's literally it's good versus evil right there. Like Commodus is just everything evil, and you're just like, I don't want this guy to be on Earth anymore.
Nope.
And Maximus takes care of him, But it's so climactic. It's just good dies. He's already been stabbed before the fight, but yet he still makes it, and he makes it long enough to give his commands to the rest of the army before he falls down. And you got the dramatic music, you got the dramatic scene. Everybody's just dead quiet in the Coliseum. It's movie magic, man. It's
for sure. Great movie.
Now, I don't know if, again, we talked about it. Gladiator 2, probably. I saw it the other day. I was looking at movies that I could potentially buy on the old iTunes, and I was like, I couldn't bring myself to buy it. I was going to, and then I was like, I'll wait a little bit longer. It was there. But I got to be honest, Mike, I haven't heard overwhelming praise. It's been more negative than positive. So, But anyways, number 2 on my list, Maximus versus Commodus. Great fight scene. Mike, number 2 on your list.
Number 2 for me, this all really came from just feelings. I didn't try to look up anything. I always try to do a little bit of research. Hey, what are some popular fight scenes? But for me, this one was just pure, that was good in my mind. This is number 2. Neo and Agent Smith, the Matrix original subway fight. It starts off with guns. I know we had a no guns rule. It starts off with guns, but then they run out of bullets, and then they have to fight hand to hand, and that was a good fight scene.
Don't worry. I'm not going to throw it out because of that. I'm still accepting it.
Thank you, Doc G. But yeah, that was a great fight scene, just movie magic.
I was about to say
movie magic.
Lots of tricks, lots of cool things, slow motion, speed ups, sound effects, just all kinds of limbs, zing, zang, bambaroo. What? Now, my number 1, Ali. Yeah, man. Muhammad Ali fighting George Foreman at the end of the movie. Will Smith playing Ali before he went crazy and smacked people in the face.
So true.
Back when he could do a dramatic role and it inspired me. I got to separate that from the reality, you know?
Yeah, it was before.
But man, oh my gosh, it's so good because at the end, it's like about 7 minutes that the actual full fight takes place, like that they're showing all of it. And in between the rounds, he's talking to himself, and you can hear the inner monologue of Ali. He's talking to himself, and he's like, can't let you get that second win. That second win that you don't even know is out there for you. You want the title? You want to wear the heavyweight crown? Nose broke, jaw smashed, face busted in? You ready for that? Is that you? Because you're facing a man that's willing to die before you let you win. And it's just, and then the card girl walks by, and she looks at Ali. And first she looks a little scared, but then she sees him look up at him, and she gives him a wink, and he winks back at her. Oh, God, it's good. Yeah! At the end, he finishes beating him up, and they start chanting for him, Ali, Boombaye, Ali, Boombaye, Ali, Boombaye. Oh, God.
Yeah.
So good, man. So good. It is, and you realize why he was the greatest fighter of all time. Ali, better than anybody, man. There it is.
Yeah.
That's my number one.
Nice. All right. Well, my number one, Doc G, is Kill Bill. I actually kind of had to look this one up, but it's the Crazy 88 fight scene. So this is Kill Bill 1, where she fights just 88 guys, I guess.
Yep,
I don't know.
Yep.
She fights a lot of people, cutting arms off, stabbing people with her sword. Great scene.
She's pretty focused.
Uma Thurman.
She's pretty focused. Yeah.
Great movie, great scene, great fight scene. That was my number one, Doc G.
There it is. Back to Quentin Tarantino. There
Quentin Tarantino, always killing it with the movies, scenes.
Okay, Mike. That's top three. What are we doing? What are we doing next week?
You know what? I'm down to go with top three one-hit wonders, and let's start with
decade?
Let's start with my favorite decade. I would say the 90s. Let's start with the 90s. We had some really interesting one-hit wonders in the 90s, so let's do that.
You had them all over the place, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Eiffel 65, was that it? Eiffel 60, blue, the blue song. I'm blue. Maybe Chumbawamba. I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I can
man.
never get knocked. Yep.
Great song.
So many
Home
songs.
Alone.
Maybe Marky Mark. Good Vibrations. Mark Wahlberg. That's another one. Maybe God, there's so many. There's so many one-hit wonders in the 90s.
Those are jam-packed.
Okay, I'm gonna have to. I'm excited. It's gonna be a good one.
Me too.
Let me write it down. Hold on, listeners. Give me a second.
Bro, come on.
Okay, I got it down. There we go. Okay. Mike, you've got 2 birthday suits left. You are 1 for 1. Do you want the scientist or the musician?
Scientist, let's go.
Okay. Here's the abbreviated version. A brilliant physicist who was in a wheelchair with a speech-generating device for most of
Stephen Hawking, let's go.
There it is. Nicely done, Mike. Yes, Stephen Hawking is correct. Birthday suit was born on January 8th, 1942 in Oxford, England. His family was full of physicians. He received his first BA from Oxford in physics. He then received his master's in physics from Cambridge. While working on his master's degree, he was diagnosed with motor neuron disease, which slowly paralyzes a person over their lifetime. Despite this, he received his PhD in mathematics and theoretical physics in 1966. Some of his bigger work was around gravitational singularity theorems and the theoretical prediction that black holes emit radiation. Sadly, our birthday suit wearer died in 2018. My gosh,
Yeah.
Crazy just to think, you get diagnosed with that disease and you can continue on the PhD. That's the crazy part, man.
Yeah, it is.
That's the crazy part. Give it up that he never stopped. Just kept on doing physics. Kept on thinking of physics and science. Hats off to
Yeah.
Stephen Hawkins there.
He was a legend. R.I.P.
Okay, here's the next one, Mike. Here's abbreviated version. Birthday suit wearer is known as Ziggy Stardust. That's his alter ego. He has famous songs like Let's Dance, Heroes, Space Odyssey, Rebel Rebel, Under Pressure, China Girl, and Fame. Let's dance.
Oh yeah, definitely know the music.
Good-looking dude. Known as a good-looking dude. Sadly, he passed away back in 2016, Mike.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna have to go 2 for 3.
Well, hold on.
Talk to you.
You might go 2.5.
All right,
Initials
2.5.
DB.
David Bowie.
David Bowie is correct.
David Bowie.
Should have known David Bowie, Mike. You got half. You got half. Born on January 8th, 1947 in London, England. Yes, big fan of rock and roll from a young age. He formed his first band, the Conrads, when he was 15. He had several songs and a debut album before he wrote Space Odyssey, which was released in 1969. It became a top 5 hit. Then in 1972, he created his alter ego, Ziggy Stardust, and released the album, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. In 75, he released Fame. In 77, he released Heroes. Birthday suit wearer achieved his biggest commercial success with Let's Dance in 1983. Over his career, he sold over 100 million albums. He received 6 Grammy Awards and was dubbed the Chameleon of Rock and Roll, and was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1996. Sadly, our birthday suit wearer passed away from liver cancer in 2016. Mr. David Bowie, there we go.
Yeah. You know where I know him from? That movie with all the puppets and the man. That was a wild movie. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do not know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I wish I could remember but that was I think it was a Jim Henson movie too.
Labyrinth. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, The Labyrinth. Yeah, that was a wild movie.
Yes. I did not see it, and it already looks weird.
Is it Jim Henson?
Let's see. Is it Jim Henson? Yes, director Jim Henson.
Yeah, man. Wild movie.
Jim Henson. Hey, Jennifer Connelly's in it.
Yeah, Jennifer, young JC.
Yeah. And Toby Froud. I don't know who that is, but Toby Froud's in it. There you go. My God, the still pictures from this are weird as crap, Mike.
Yeah, the puppets were very weird. Like, it was like nightmare scenario.
Yeah.
Weirdness.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what age you saw
flick.
this, Mike, but it would give me nightmares. It give me nightmares now. Lord. Don't show that to your daughter. My God.
David Bowie killed it, though.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Shout out to David Bowie for Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Mike, that's always what I should always know about you whenever I'm writing these. Pick out the weirdest thing about the person,
Yeah.
and that's what you'll know about them. Oh, come on. Why didn't you put Labyrinth in there? Obviously, that's what everybody's going to know. Jeez. Anyways, 2.5 out of 3. Not bad, Mike.
I'll take it.
Not bad. That is pretty solid right there. Mike, we are going to have to wrap it up for this week, but we've got some great shows coming up. Yes! Can't wait for some of them. We got Brother Ali coming up. But for right now, until next week, I've been your host, Doc G. With me, as always, the one, the only, Mikey Maximus Copernicus Charette.
Always a pleasure, Doc G. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. And until next week, zip it up and zip it out.
Zippity-doo-dah.